Welcome to our channel Money Minded Online, the podcast where we explore the best strategies, tools, and stories for making money online. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned hustler, or just curious about how to thrive in the digital economy, you're in the right place. Each week, we bring you actionable insights, inspiring interviews, and proven tactics to help you build wealth online. So sit back, take notes, and get ready to transform your future. Let's dive in.
All right, so are you ready to dive in? Because today we're going deep into the world of Elon Musk and his 10 money-earning lessons.
Sounds intriguing.
This guy, right, he seems to defy all the rules, and yet he's built this empire that, most of us can only dream of.
Yeah, he's definitely an outlier.
So let's try to figure out what we can learn from his, shall we say, unique approach.
I'm in. It's easy to get caught up in all the headlines, about his latest tweet or rocket launch, but there's a lot more to his business strategies.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm really curious to see if these lessons, these 10 money-making lessons, can actually translate into real-world advice for someone like me or, anyone listening who's not planning to colonize Mars anytime soon.
Right. That's the real challenge, isn't it? To take that wisdom and see if it applies beyond space travel and electric vehicles. I think we can find some good stuff, though.
All right, well, let's jump in too. Lesson 1 is solve big problems. And Musk is obviously tackling some massive challenges like climate change with Tesla, space exploration with SpaceX. But is that really a viable path to wealth for the average person?
Well, here's the thing. Musk isn't just solving problems. He's creating movements.
Movements.
Yeah, think about Tesla. It's not just about selling cars. It's about changing how we think about transportation and sustainability and that kind of impact, that attracts passionate customers, loyal investors, and ultimately creates a ton of value.
So you're saying it's not enough to just find a problem. You have to tap into something that resonates with people on a deeper level.
Exactly. That's where the real opportunity is. If you can identify a problem that people are really passionate about and offer a solution that's innovative and really game-changing, well, you're not just selling a product, you're creating a tribe.
And tribes are?
Tribes are willing to invest financially and emotionally.
Whoa. Okay, that's a powerful idea. It makes you think about what problems you're passionate about, right?
Yeah.
What keeps you up at night? What do you wish was different? Maybe there's a money-making opportunity hidden in those frustrations.
Absolutely. Now, moving on to lesson 2, taking risks. This is where Musk gets a lot of attention, and for good reason.
Yep.
I mean, pouring almost all of his money into Tesla and SpaceX back in 2008 when they were both close to failing.
Oh my gosh.
That's a gamble that would make most people, freak out.
Right. It's scary to even think about. I'd probably be hiding under my desk, not investing my life savings. But obviously it paid off for him in a big way. So how do we know the difference between a reckless risk and a calculated risk?
That's the key difference. Musk didn't just throw money at a problem. He was super smart about it. He had a deep understanding of the industries he was disrupting.
Okay.
He had a vision, a carefully thought out strategy, and an almost unshakable belief in his company's potential.
So it sounds like it's more than just having a good idea. It's about the execution, the planning, the sheer willpower to see it through, even when things get tough.
Exactly. And that leads us to lesson 3, hard work and relentlessness. I mean, we've all heard those stories about Musk's insane work ethic, the 80-hour work weeks. It's almost superhuman.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. I love what I do, but 80 hours a week. I like my sleep, but I guess it shows that success rarely comes easy.
Yeah, you rarely just stumble into a fortune. It takes dedication, unwavering commitment to reach those big, ambitious goals.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. Bold vision, calculated risk, and a willingness to put in the work.
Yeah.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Nope, not at all. And this leads perfectly into lesson 4, long-term thinking. This is something Musk really embodies.
How so?
His goals aren't about those short-term profits or quick wins. He's playing the long game, thinking decades into the future.
Yeah, his whole Mars colonization plan with SpaceX, that's not about immediate returns. That's a multi-generational vision.
Exactly. And that long-term perspective is incredibly powerful, even if your goals are a little less interplanetary.
Right.
It's about creating lasting change, building a legacy, not chasing the next dollar. So I ask you, listener, what's your Mars mission?
Ooh, good question.
What's that big, crazy goal that might take years, even decades to achieve, but would make it all worth it in the end?
That's a great question to think about. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, but having that long-term vision can give you direction. Okay, let's move on to lesson 5, leveraging innovation. This one feels kind of obvious with Musk. He's all about pushing boundaries and disrupting industries. But what makes his approach to innovation different?
It's how he connects innovation with practical solutions that you can actually make money from,
Okay.
like SpaceX's reusable rockets. It's not just a cool tech thing. It completely changes the economics of space travel.
Right.
By drastically reducing the cost of launching rockets, he's making space more accessible, opening up possibilities and creating a whole new market.
Okay, I have to admit, the reusable rocket thing is just so cool. It feels like sci-fi, but he's making it real. And that's the power of innovation, right? It can unlock potential that we hadn't even imagined.
Exactly. And that potential turns into opportunity impact. And yes, financial success. It's about finding new and better ways to solve problems, meet needs, and create value that no one else is doing.
All right, we are back and ready to keep going with these money-making lessons from Elon Musk. I have to say, I'm already feeling pretty inspired.
Good. I hope it sparks some ideas for you.
Yeah, definitely. I also have a million questions.
That's good. That's what we want.
So we just left off talking about innovation and how Musk connects those ideas with practical solutions.
Right.
But how does that actually lead to making money? Is being disruptive enough to like make a fortune?
Well, disruption creates value, right? And in the market, value translates into financial success.
No.
So think about Tesla. They didn't just make electric cars. They created a whole luxury electric vehicle market that didn't exist before. They made a superior product, like way better performance sustainability technology.
Yeah.
And that created a whole new level of demand.
So it's not about just being different just to be different.
No.
It's about being better.
Right. It's about solving a problem in a way that no one else is doing.
Okay, I see the bigger picture now. But if we take a step back and look at all the lessons so far, is there like a common theme running through them all?
Definitely. There's a pattern. It's the way vision, execution, and relentless innovation all work together. Musk sets these crazy goals, works nonstop to reach them, and never stops pushing the limits. That's what makes him successful.
So it's not enough to just have the idea. You have to put in the work, take risks, and constantly adapt.
Exactly. It's about embracing that long game, understanding that success is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
And speaking of the journey, let's talk about Elon Musk himself. I mean, he's a controversial figure.
Well, yeah, definitely.
He's been criticized a lot for his management style, his behavior online, his opinions, which are sometimes, let's just say, unconventional.
Yeah.
So how do we balance that with the lessons we're talking about?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's something I've been thinking about too. I mean, it's hard to ignore some of the things that have happened.
It is, but I think it's important to separate the person from the principles.
Okay.
You know, even though Musk's behavior might be up for debate, the lessons we're talking about, the lessons about being an entrepreneur and innovator, those are still valuable.
So we can learn from his successes and his mistakes without, agreeing with everything he does.
Exactly. It's about being smart, taking the good parts and applying them to our own lives without copying everything he does.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about you, the listener.
Yeah.
We've been deep in these lessons, but how can you actually use them in your own life?
Yeah.
I mean, not all of us are trying to be tech moguls or, go to space.
Right. That's the big question. How do we make this practical? Yeah. Well, it starts with taking those principles and figuring out how to use them in your own unique situation. Think about your passions, your strengths, the problems you want to solve. What makes you tick?
So what's your version of Tesla or SpaceX?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that goal that gets you excited? Once you have that vision, start making it into smaller steps.
Okay.
Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are those huge companies. Start with what you can do today, even a tiny thing, just to move forward.
I like that. It's about momentum, right? Taking it one step at a time.
Yes, but what about that disruptive products idea?
Yeah, that does seem a bit intimidating.
I know. How can regular people without all the fancy engineers and degrees create those products? Right. Well, it starts with seeing a need that's not being met or a problem that isn't being solved well.
Okay.
Look for those gaps where the old solutions aren't working or where customers are frustrated.
So be the solution to the problem that people are having.
Yes. And you don't always have to invent something totally new. Sometimes it's about taking something that already exists and making it way better. Maybe you make it more efficient or more affordable or give a better customer experience that no one else has.
Like what Uber did for transportation or Airbnb for hotels.
Exactly. They didn't invent rides or places to stay. They just did it better in a more user-friendly way.
Right.
So think about those opportunities to do things differently to stand out from everyone else.
I'm liking this. Yeah. But let's talk about the actual money part.
Okay.
We've been kind of circling around it. But how do these ideas turn into financial success? It's not like if you build it, the money just magically appears.
You're right, it's not magic. But when you create something really valuable, when you solve real problems, when you change things in a way that helps people, the money usually follows. People want to pay for things that make their lives better or easier or just more fun. If you deliver that, the money will come.
So it's not about chasing money. It's about making something valuable, and the money is the result.
Exactly. And building wealth, that takes time. There's no overnight success. You need consistent work, good decisions, and a willingness to adapt as things change.
Okay, that makes sense. We're back for the last part of our deep dive into Elon Musk's money-making secrets, and I'm ready to get down to brass tacks.
All right, let's do it.
We've covered a lot of big ideas, but now I want to know what our listeners can actually do with all this.
It's all about taking action, right? Remember that big ambitious goal we talked about, your personal Mars mission?
Yeah.
Now we got to get specific. What are those steps you can take, like today, to get closer to that vision? What skills do you need? What resources do you got to find?
So we're talking about breaking down that huge, maybe kind of overwhelming dream into smaller, more manageable tasks.
Exactly. It's like making a roadmap with clear checkpoints along the way.
I like that.
And don't be afraid to start small. It's all about momentum, one step at a time.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the whole disruptive products thing? That still feels a little intimidating.
I know it sounds tough, right? Like, how can regular people without a bunch of engineers and a rocket science degree create stuff that really shakes things up?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you start by finding a need that's not being met or a problem that people are trying to solve, but the solutions aren't that good.
So look for the things that are missing, or where the current ways of doing things are just not cutting it.
Exactly. And remember, disruption doesn't always mean inventing something totally new.
Oh.
Sometimes it's about taking something that already exists and making it way better. Maybe you make it more efficient or cheaper or give a better experience than anyone else.
Like how Uber changed transportation or Airbnb changed hotels.
Perfect examples. They didn't invent rides or places to stay. They just made those things way better and easier to use.
Right. So it's about finding those chances to do things differently, to offer more, and to really stand out.
You got it.
This is getting me pumped up.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. How does all this translate into actually making money?
Yeah.
We can't just assume that if we build something awesome, the money will just show up.
You're right. It's not about wishing and hoping. But here's the thing. When you create something truly valuable, when you're solving real problems and shaking things up in a way that helps people, the money usually follows. People are willing to pay for things that make their lives better or easier or more fun. So if you can deliver on that, the money will come.
So don't chase the money, chase the value, and the money will be a result of that.
Exactly. And remember, building real wealth, that takes time. There's no get-rich-quick scheme. It's about consistency, making smart choices, and being ready to change as the world changes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost out of time, but any final words of wisdom before we wrap up?
Remember, you can do amazing things. Don't underestimate yourself. Follow your passions, take smart risks, and never stop learning. The world is full of opportunities for those who are brave enough to go after them. So go make it happen.
That's awesome advice. Thank you so much for sharing all this with us today. This was a fantastic deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
I learned a lot, and I'm already thinking about how I can use these lessons in my own life.
That's great to hear. And the journey doesn't stop here. Keep exploring. Keep trying new things and push yourself to be your best. You never know what you'll find along the way.
And to you, our amazing listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Elon Musk's money-making secrets. I hope you got some valuable ideas and are feeling inspired to take action. Remember, success is within your reach. It all starts with a vision, a plan, and the guts to take that first step.
Thanks for tuning into our channel Money Minded Online. If you found value in today's episode, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share this episode with friends who are looking to make money online and join the community. Drop a comment below with your favorite tip or takeaway. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep hustling and making moves. See you in the next episode.